Okay, so welcome back. Now this is the last section of our material. Let's go back to the PowerPoint first. Here you go. Let's talk about the summary of what we have covered so far. So today we have covered what we call central tendency, in which we talk about mean, median, and mode. By now you have understood the differences and the way to use them properly. And then we also talked about the range, variance, and standard deviation. Um, in terms of variance and standard deviation, and the greater the spread of or dispersion of the data, the larger the range, variance, and standard deviation. The smaller the spread, so the smaller the distance from the smallest to the highest value, the smaller the range, variance, and standard deviation. If the values are all the same, so that means there is no variation in data, the range, variance, and standard deviation will all equal to zero. It rarely happens, but if it does happen, you know that there is no variation. That means you might have some problems with your the data that you have collected. None of the measures of variation, the range, variance, and standard deviation can ever be negative. For the range, it's because the largest minus the smallest, and for variance and standard deviation, even though you start with a minus value, for instance, um, each value is subtracted from the mean, let's say 50 minus 100 being the mean, 50 being the specific value, one value in your data set, it's minus 50, but it will end up as positive because you will square that negative 50. Okay, so that's just a nice quick summary of the variance measures that we have discussed. Now, let's try them on SPSS. This is gonna be a group exercise. So you will get, I'm assuming you will get the same grade for this exercise. So please do cooperate with each other. If someone you notice in your group has not contributed equal share of effort, then please do let me know. But I hope that's not gonna happen. Um, I think it's nice for us to just get together and work something, work on the same project as a group, starting from the first year, being the first year student. I think it's really nice because it's gonna carry on until your graduation, and then even when you move to new study, higher study, or to a workplace, teamwork will always be required anyway. So it's nice to start practicing it. Okay, enough about practicing the teamwork. Let's get to the SPSS. Remember the stress scale that we tried last week? So now let's collect the data from all your fellow students, including you, and then input the data on SPSS. So let me break it down. So first, you have to cooperate. You have to organize, talk to your classmates how you will collect the stress data with only 4 items. Remember, if you forget uh, about the stress scale, just go back to the material last week, and then I think in the third slide, I post a very mini stress scale with only 4 items, and those 4 items should be uh, filled out by yourself. But at the same time, the whole class should fill out as well, so that we would have a data set consisting of the whole class. Okay, so each of you will have the same data set containing all students in your class, including you. Now, to make an elaborate data set, please add the following variables to your stress data set when you input on SPSS. Variable 1 is gender and variable 2 is age. So let me demonstrate this on SPSS. Um, so this is variable 1, variable 2, and this will be your first item of stress scale, second, third, and fourth. Okay, as always, go to variable view. Don't just go to data view. Go to variable view. This will be age. This will be gender, and this will be item 1 of the stress scale, item 2 of the stress scale, item 3, and item 4. Okay, uh, there you go. So age, for instance, me, I'm 38, and then gender is, uh, let's go back to variable again. I will, numeric would be nice, okay? So values 1 is male, values 2 is female. Okay, so I'm 1. Item 1, for instance, I filled out 3. I filled out 2 maybe, and then I filled out 1, and I filled out 1 as well. So it's me, for instance, 1 student only in your class. Now, if you have 42 students, so I'm expecting you would have 42 respondents, 42 people filling out this data set. Now, it's up to you as a class, as a group, to organize with the whole class how to collect the data. From my side, all I know is you will have the data set consisting of the whole class, the data set of stress scale. So once you get all this input it on SPSS, what you need to do is, let's go back to the PowerPoint. Based on your data set, you need to find the following information. You need frequency, you need the percentage of the frequency, and you need the cumulative percentage for age, gender, and all the 4 items of stress scale. Please calculate the mode for gender. So who appears the most, or which gender is mostly found in your class, the median for your age, and the mean for all the 4 items of stress scale. And calculate the range and standard deviation for all the 4 items of stress scale. Okay, it might sound a little confusing, but let me demonstrate again on SPSS. So pretend it's your data set. There's a student, age 17, gender is female, so it's 2. Item 1 is 2, 2, 1, and 1, right? So just pretend we only have 2 respondents. And for the frequency, cumulative percentage, and the percentage of the frequency, we have covered this last week. So if you still not sure how to do it, just go back to the last week video. But for the central tendency and variation, we go to descriptives, and I will, let's say, age, gender, and the 4 items. You go to options. So again, I'm gonna do it slowly. So you do this. You can do it one by one, but that's just gonna take a long time. I'm just going to click the first item and then press Shift and click the last item, and I just go click this icon, and you click options button. You only need mean, right? No variance. You need range as well, so no minimum or maximum. So just continue and click OK. Right. So here, this is the mean for all the 4 items. This is standard deviation for all the 4 items. And you want the median and mode as well. So what you do is you go to descriptive statistics, analyze descriptive statistics, you go to frequencies. You need age, gender, and this statistics. You need median, mode, and mean. There you go. Gender, because 1 male, 1 female, so it's equal. The valid percentage is 50-50. And for item 1, it's this, and so on. So again, What you need is the frequency percentage and cumulative percentage for age, gender, and all the four items of the stress scale. And mode for gender, median for age, and mean for all the four items of stress scale, and range and standard deviation, which we have covered in the first box. There you go, the standard deviation and the range. Age, me being 38 and the other one being 17. So the difference is 20, no, it's 16. So 21, sorry. So here, 21 is the range, the largest value minus the smallest value. So that's how you do it on SPSS. Now it's your turn to practice it with your group. It's a group assignment, but the data set is delivered by the whole class. All right, I hope I have explained it quite clear, but if there are still questions, do I will create a forum discussion on eCampus. Just post a question there, and I will try to get back to you as soon as possible. If not, then do drop me an email. Okay, thank you, and good luck.